G'day, Burke here. Here we are on Horde Night. Forgot to put that up again. I did a recording on day 5, I think it was, and I discovered that I corrupted the file somehow. I'm not quite sure how. And so I lost that day's footage, and then I realised, well, this base is already exactly as it was ready to go on day 5 for Horde Night anyway, so all I've done is upgrade some of the walls to the maximum amount on cobblestones that you can get, and put down another layer of wooden spikes, some of which I managed to upgrade to iron, and that's about it. And it's pretty much good to go for day 14 Horde as well, I think. I'll have the crossbow bolt ready by then. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is probably forego the daily grind that I've been showing, and I'll probably harvest a bunch of resources together, and then when it's ready I'll construct a horde base on camera, and then when I get to an interesting horde night, i.e. with lots of irradiated whites and cops and things, then I'll probably record that one and just show off how good the pillar defense horde base is with shotgun turrets, which is basically all that you need. So yeah, so this base is basically set up. If you wanted to, you could easily use this as a up to day 35, maybe even take it further than that. If you mounted, get your iron bars along here, mount a shotgun turret on each side in the middle, pointing straight down, and you could probably get quite a long way with that, I'd say. Not quite sure how far you get with it, but I don't think I've ever taken my own base personally here past day 28, I think. I don't think I've done a 35-day horde here, but like if this was all upgraded to steel, I'd say you probably could. Yeah, my biggest problem with the spikes being this way up is that the zombies often disappear in them. But this is kind of exploiting the game's mechanics a little bit as well, because you'll find that if you hang out here, they won't try to come through the base itself, so they won't actually attack the walls as such. Oh, she must be dead. Yeah, so, and if you get the get these spikes up to steel as well, that'll make a hell of a difference as well. So steel spikes, shotgun turrets, and I reckon you'll probably get through day 35 quite easy. I don't know how far you get. Like you could probably do, say, those other wooden spikes, go in a grid, maybe 5 out, and you could that'll probably help, because that'd basically slow down the zombies. And then you've got the shotgun turret taking care of the rest of it. One thing to note, see how that zombie is halfway through my wall there? He'll be doing damage on the other side. So last time I played the game, I think it really irritates me when they do that. They basically destroyed my bed and almost destroyed my chest as well. So that's one thing to note. That's why this time around I actually I built chests down below and moved most of my gear down there, so I haven't got too much up here left. Yeah, I don't know how those guys, you know, the ones that have been doing this for so long, actually deal with huge amounts of zombies. They just get in each other's way, and it's really hard to get headshots sometimes because you're shooting one guy's head and you're hitting another guy's leg. A little bit frustrating sometimes. So if you take the time and dig 2 tiles down and then put the spikes down upside down, it is a lot easier to hit them. I might actually come back along here and make them come down here a bit. That's better. But yeah, you can shoot these guys a lot without, if you're not getting headshots, which is really difficult on these because they spin around so much, you don't actually do a lot of damage. That's why I usually try to upgrade to crossbow bolts and you know, stronger weapons as soon as you possibly can. I'll definitely, now that I've got a good crossbow, I'll definitely be getting up there. Day 14 horde will definitely be using crossbow bolts. But I might show the day 14 horde as well, because the horde nights are generally a bit more interesting. So yeah, these wooden spikes, they don't usually survive. They don't usually survive the horde night. Even the first horde night, they rip them out. And it's one of the reasons why I've never been interested in. That was bad timing. But I've never been interested in starting off with a wood frame building. See that? I'm pretty sure that was centered right on her head. And because she's glitching halfway in the thing, see, I can't hit her. Can't get a headshot. That's why I often, my last playthrough, I actually put them upside down, and then I put a ramp going up into it, so that they didn't get stuck. But yeah, it's usually a good idea as well, if you can, to try and get them to follow you around the edges. It spreads the bodies out a bit more. And if you intend to use shotguns, it's pretty good idea to get as many bones as you can, so you want to get the bodies spread out. Yeah, she's dead. I'll wait for her to come down here. I think it's a waste of time. So if there's too many bodies down there, it's just you're not actually doing anything. But yeah, the day 7 horde's extremely tame, as you can see. It's nothing to worry about. In fact, the horde's probably going to be just about done shortly. But yeah, these guys can get a bit frustrating trying to follow them around because they spin around. See, all they're doing is just bloody spinning around in circles. Now level 20, that's good. Means I can upgrade my tools and things. Yeah, so another thing I was thinking of doing was maybe trying out Narmod Horde mode, which is essentially where instead of looting and stuff like that, you just basically build a base and you spend money. You put down your land claim block, which is basically a beacon, and you get a bunch of money, and you fight off hordes of zombies every night. So it's like a 7-day horde every single night, which is might be a bit more interesting for you guys to watch. So yeah, might try that one, see how we go. Probably a bit more entertaining than watching me running around wrenching cars and stuff anyway. But if you do want to see that, like I'd wanted to do that just to show off how easy it is to get all this stuff set up. Like, as you can see from my earlier videos, I had all this stuff set up by day 5, and I still managed to get a decent amount of looting and stuff done. And you guys wouldn't have seen it because the file got corrupted and I lost it all. But on day 5 or 6, day 6 I think it was, sorry, I went out, started my garden, and I went out wrenching cars, got a couple of good engines. And so now I'm basically ready to get the mini bike up and going. So once the mini bike's up and running, I can go exploring and visit as many traders as I can find, and I should be able to find some auger parts once I do that. See that? Head's buried completely in the bloody thing. And if they're upside down, that won't happen. So that's why it's generally better off, they'll just sit there, see they can sit there smashing stuff and you can't really do much to them. You've got to wait for the spike to actually kill them. It's a bit frustrating, but not much you can do. But yeah, getting these upgraded to bars is a good idea as well, because that gives you better visuals through the bars, and any projectile at all will go through. Will go through the iron bars, but things like how the hell are they hitting that? Yeah, any projectiles will go through, but like Molotov cocktails and things like that won't. See, so I can't even hit her because of the gore blocks and that. Somehow she's magically underneath them and in between the things, but then like that's what I mean. Some of these things are a little bit weird, like they can destroy my chests inside the base, even though the walls haven't been damaged. And they're managing to damage these all the way up here. And I don't know how that's supposed to be happening, but yeah, I do recommend, if you think you can do it, I do recommend digging down a couple of blocks and putting the spikes down upside down. Or even if you don't, like on the last one, I didn't even dig down 2 blocks, I just dug down the one, stuck the spikes upside down, and then put ramps around the edges, and they just ran up the ramps on top of the spikes. Makes it a lot easier. I probably should have done that this time around, but I'll replace that. That's a bit of a cheese mode. If your frames get damaged, you can just pick them up, put them back down, and they'll be fully repaired. It saves you wasting wood. So as you can see, not even 2 o'clock. Zombies are all exhausted. And yeah, we've got a good selection of zombies around the outside, so that's good. Sounds like he's hitting something. And he's buried under the zombies, so there's not much I can do about it. That's one of the reasons why I like to get a pillar base set up as quickly as I possibly can as well. Because, like, once you get a bit further on, you're going to get a lot more zombies, and you're going to lose them all. The gore box are going to explode once another one gets killed on top of that spot. And that's another reason why, if you do decide that maybe looting's your main thing and you're not that interested in building multiple bases, you can go out, like if you go say 5 blocks out all the way around, build a tree farm, and then do the other wooden spikes, not those ones, but which ones? Yeah, these ones here, and just lay them out in a grid, 5 out. That'll slow the zombies down, and with a shotgun turret, you should be right. Like, I don't know exactly how long you'll get out of it, but it will help with the gathering of bones and stuff. And another thing to note as well, you can get rid of all the stuff inside, put it down below, and then just fill this in, because you have this solid steel, and then you can either do concrete or solid steel inside and just have one central stairwell coming up from that middle bit right there with a ladder on it all the way up, and then everything else just completely surrounded by concrete, and that'll give you, and you can even put a hatch on down the bottom there, so that even if this base does fall, you're still sorted. Like, even if they destroy the base, you can still get back down here and they can't follow you down there through the hatch if you need to. But I think if you put enough defences around the outside, you probably wouldn't need to worry about that. Like, I started by trying with blade traps first, and they're pretty efficient, but they're not very good for harvesting bones, because they just, like, the zombies get killed there, and then the bodies get destroyed when the next one comes in, so it's not very good for that. But if you get shotgun turrets and combine them with those wooden spikes, so the wooden spikes will slow down the harder to kill zombies, like the irradiated whites and irradiated cops. They get stuck on the spikes, and then the shotgun turret can blast them, and that'll help sort you out. But I don't know, like I said, I don't know how many horde nights you'll get out of that, because I haven't gone past day 28, and I got through that just fine with this upgraded to reinforced concrete, I think it was, and I went up to steel, but I had another base built by then, so I didn't worry about doing the 35-day horde from there. But I'm pretty sure that with a steel base and steel spikes, you'd probably be okay. And even maybe if you get like a shotgun turret or 2 up, you don't need 4 up that early on, because you can lead them round to that side. So, you know, if you are struggling to get them, just chuck 1 up, and then when they come at you, just stand around that side and they'll all come round, and then the turret will pick them off for you. Or at least make your job easier anyway. You don't want the turret to do all the work. Yeah, there we go. So just basically we've been getting Stranglers for the last couple of hours. I could go down and start harvesting the bodies now, but I'm not one of those more experienced players that's comfortable with running zombies just yet. So I'm quite pleased with the spread though. I'm pretty sure that the last world I played on, the day 7 horde, was nowhere near as good as this one. Like I only got, yeah, I did too. I only got 2 sides covered with corpses, whereas this one I've got them like they go all the way around. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with that, and I only lost a couple of spikes as well. I was expecting to lose more spikes than that. Yeah, I couldn't even hit him, so that's why I didn't bother. I was trying to shoot him, but you just keep hitting gore blocks, and he's going to end up destroying another gore block anyway, because he's right in the middle of 4 of them. So there's no way one of those is going to go. That's why it's a good idea to spread them out. Yeah, see if we can keep him over here away from the... Nearly out of arrows. Oh, it's broken. Wonder what was going on there. That's it. Oh, at least my bed hasn't been destroyed this time around. That's a bonus. One other thing to watch out for as well, if you're new to the game, after the horde night, not necessarily the first one, but later on you might find you'll actually get lots of wandering hordes coming through. Usually around 5-6 o'clock. Yeah, I'm going to get her with this. I think I'm just about out of arrows anyway, which is exactly what I was after, because I want to make I would like to make crossbow bolts. Wow, that's awesome. Just what I was after. They're always fantastic for repair kits, and now that I have the auger schematic in that, I'll definitely be wanting repair kits shortly. As soon as that mini bike's done, I want to go out exploring. So if you do want to see me continue the daily grind, then just let me know in the comments. I'm quite happy to do that. But at this stage of the game, I'm sort of thinking that this is basically what I want to show off, how easy it is to do, and how easy it is to survive through the first horde night with relatively little effort. Still get plenty of exploration and stuff done. Sounds like there's another zombie out there somewhere. Yep, crawler. Cool, always happy to get brass. Yeah, so this will probably be the last video for a few days until I catch up to the resources that I need to get the pole defense up, which won't take long. But we're probably looking at, I think I'll definitely be doing the 14-day horde here. I might film that one, and maybe do a base preview, just show what I've been doing and what I've got done, and then I'll do the main horde base. Yeah, so basically what I'm doing here is just trying to gather as many bones as I can, because now I've got the shotgun schematic that's going to come in handy, and I will definitely be going to that police station to see if I can find one. But I want to get my scavenging up a little bit first so that I can get quality Joe up, which gives you better items. So if you're new to the game, getting quality Joe means that the stuff that you loot is generally of a higher quality. I'm not sure if it increases your ability to find better gear, but I think it does affect the level of quality that you get from the gear that you do loot. 5 o'clock here. So if a wandering horde's going to come through and get in the way, it's going to be within the next hour or so probably. Getting quite a bit of cloth off this stuff, and I'll probably scrap all those shoes for leather. I've got the bellows for another couple of forges ready, but I still need probably 3 or 4 more forges. So I'd like to get 2 running cement and 2 doing iron, 1 for brass, 1 for lead, and 1 for glass. So the brass, lead and glass aren't running all the time, only as I need them, but I generally run the cement and iron full time. Although I haven't been doing that this playthrough. This has been the longest I've ever gone without finding an iron vein, which I suppose has been good in a way, because it meant I had to go out and find other ways of acquiring iron, which I did by knocking down the water tower. And you can knock down a lot of other stuff as well. There's so many buildings that you can break down that will give you a decent amount of iron. And there we are. I think we're just about done. Yeah, already looted you. Brilliant, and as you can see, it's held up pretty well. So all I need to do is basically replace a line of spikes along there, and on the day 14 horde, I want every single spike here upgraded to maximum iron. And then after that, hopefully, it depends how fast I can go to get the resources together for the pole defense. That down. Yeah, so like I said, probably not going to bother doing many more videos at this stage. I'm just going to show off the Horde Night videos, and maybe the Narmod one if I have the time to get stuck into that one. So if you do want to see the daily grind, just let me know. I'm quite happy to do it. But I figured I'd just show off the interesting stuff for you guys. So yeah, this is Burke signing out.